What is San Francisco's style, cooking-wise?
The stereotype leads you to believe that it's really crunchy out here. You're going to see a lot of vegetables, hippie cheeses, artisanal salumi. And that's true. But there is a strong, powerful, deep, traditional undercurrent of like liquor and meat and just dirty, nasty behavior.
To San Francisco. I can't believe I went for something so touristy and cheesy, and I really went for it.
You don't need to have the clam chowder bowl down at Fisherman's Wharf. There's a lot more to see and do in San Francisco, and you can really get a feel for the neighborhoods pretty easily. And I think one of the best things you can do in San Francisco is eat and drink. So welcome tourists, but try something else besides the guidebook recommendations.
If Los Angeles is the king of low-end eateries and New York dominates with its sheer number of high-end, then San Francisco is undisputed champion of the middle. It seems like anywhere you walk in off the street in San Francisco, they're doing proud, creditable, careful work at reasonable prices. There are two major airports, San Francisco International and Oakland International. They're both around 30 minutes out from the center of the city. I took a cab, but you can take the BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit, if you want. Fast, easy, and inexpensive.
Hello. Checking in for Bourdain.
Well, I've made it to San Francisco, and there seems to be some confusion about my reservation.
Checking in for Bourdain, please. Bourdain.
Looks like your room is ready.
Great. Well done. Thank you.
Enjoy your stay.
All righty.
A momentary lapse by my producers, no doubt. In the end, I find myself comfortably installed with great digs to sleep in. Hotel whore that I am, I'm fond of the Fairmont on Nob Hill. Big, old, built in 1907 with loads of history, lots of character, and most importantly, a tiki bar in the cellar. Cheaper by far is the Hotel des Arts in San Francisco's mini French Quarter. Individually painted and decorated rooms from up-and-coming local artists. Stay the night in the Unabomber Suite. The small, windowless, works of art rooms are curated by a nearby gallery. Bathrooms are shared, which might explain the low prices, beginning at $59. Day one, and I do what I always do day one in San Francisco. Straight off, I'm thinking shellfish at one of my favorite places anywhere. Also, I'm catching up with an old friend. Chef, restaurateur, legend, Roland Passot, owner-chef of La Folie and the more casual group of brasseries, the Left Bank.
Can I slice my rabbit?
A master of all things French, he's been living and working here for 24 years.
Chef.
Hey,
How are you? Good to see you.
good to see you.
You ready for breakfast?
Ready for breakfast? I like good breakfast like this.
Are we grabbing a taxi?
I think we'll walk. It's a beautiful day in San Francisco. San Francisco at its best in the summer.
Hey man, how are you?
Morning. Watch the show all the time.
Thank you. What's up?
You should run for president.
That's the worst job in the world right
No
now.
kidding, huh?
Plus, I wouldn't stand up to the investigation.
Look at this.
Here we are.
It's all about fresh.
Sweet.
Just a few blocks from my hotel, Swan Oyster Depot is both local landmark and a personal one. Serving up raw and cooked awesomeness for almost 100 years. It's casual, with only about 20 stools at the counter and a first-come, first-served seating policy, meaning get there early, because there's like always a line.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
Well, I'm really so happy to be here. This is really one like a station of the cross for me. Every time I come to San Francisco, even if I'm eating on camera, like every 10 minutes, I try to find a moment to sneak in here and shove food in my face.
It's all about fresh here. Everything is so fresh.
It's in a lot of ways for me, it's the perfect restaurant. Right? You eat at a counter, it's totally devoid of. This is one of my favorite places to eat in America. We do not have the percentage of good mid-range restaurants that you guys do. You're much more likely, I think, if you just stagger in blindly in a place in San Francisco to get a really good meal. Oh, that is just, that's perfection. This is one of the world's great things.
First up, this stuff, crab fat. The rich, delicious mix of crab fat and crab roe that collects in the carapace. Mop that up with fresh sourdough bread, and let me tell you, God made anything better, he kept it for himself.
It's just the nectar of the gods.
It is the nectar of the gods. When you think, most restaurants get rid of that.
Madness.
Best breakfast in town.
No doubt about it.
But let's say you're a coffee nerd, an aficionado. The best is not good enough for you. Well, Java Junkie, Blue Bottle Coffee at Mint Plaza is for you. Handcrafted, artisanally produced, a $20,000 machine that makes the siphon-style coffee you can mostly find only in Tokyo. Oh, and there's food too, like morel poached eggs and Euro-style sandwiches. Me, I'm hitting the oysters hard. They have a selection.
New Point from Massachusetts, Kumamoto from Humboldt Bay, California, Fanny Bay, Miyagi, British Columbia, and a local from Drakes.
Look at those sea urchins.
And finally, another passion of mine, sea urchin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Look at that. Help, please. Have some.
I don't know why so many people are so afraid of sea urchin.
Whoa. This is really one of the great ingredients.
I mean, this is so clean, so fresh. And look how big they are. You don't want to walk on that sucker.
So, what are the everyday things in San Francisco that make you happy? You know, that make you say, you know what, I'm glad I live in this city.
Many people take it for granted, but crossing every day the Golden Gate Bridge, you know, and sometimes it's foggy, sometimes it's beautiful, sometimes there's just the fog rolling over the bridge. It's just like, wow, I live here in San Francisco. I live in a place who is full of magic. Or I go to the farmer's market on Thursdays and I get my strawberry from a beautiful girl called Adriana. Gorgeous, gorgeous strawberries. I mean, some of the best strawberries I tasted. Or Eddie, the big Mexican farmer, will give me hugs when I come to the market. And okay, what do you want today? You know, I have that type of peaches or that type of nectarine. Or, you know, that is part of the happiness of living here because, you know, there's a connection, there's a contact.
To San Francisco.
To San Francisco.
Great and noble city, and to Swan Oyster
Swan Oyster Depot.
Bye-bye to Roland and into a cab and off to Twin Peaks. This lookout at the geographical center of town is where the best view is. As if I really give a about views, right? Because I don't. B-movie revivals would be more of my thing if I wasn't standing around up on a freaking hilltop looking at the view. The Castro Theater hosts revivals, foreign and indie films. And I'm told, the occasional sing-along. I won't be going to that one. I'm headed down to the Lower Haight. The Haight District is made up of two parts. Upper Haight starts at Golden Gate Park and includes the infamous crossroads of Haight-Ashbury. As you make your way eastbound on Haight Street, you eventually start heading downhill and end up, and you guessed it, the Lower Haight. Daytime drinking is a tradition here, as it is in any great city.
My biggest advice to you when you come to drink in San Francisco is when you order a drink at the bar, have your money ready, know what you're drinking, and whatever you do, don't turn around or wave money. We don't like that.
The Toronto Bar is a good place for me to start my day. Known mostly for beer, of which they stock 50-plus microbrews and about 100 bottled beers. And most importantly, they boast a no Grateful Dead policy on the jukebox, which ensures me the peace of mind and spirit I need to get a late morning buzz.
Man, this place is busy for this time of day. What do these people do for a living? That you can drink beer here? It's what day of the week is it?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Coming up on 1.
A lot of people here right now, industry people, so they work later on.
So it's a restaurant.
Well, yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday is my weekend.
Well, that says a lot about you when it's industry people who make up a significant part of your crowd.
There are two other places you could check out, Zeitgeist Bar and Pier 23 Cafe. The Zeitgeist is a beer garden with a juke loaded with work from local bands. Huge back patio filled with picnic tables. The regulars are often bike messengers and locals only. If the weather's nice, Pier 23 might be what you need. Avoid the turistas and slow movers at Fisherman's Wharf and get your view here.
When you travel around, you don't like to do, seems like, the touristy thing. So like San Francisco's a touristy city. When you come here, what else would interest you if you were traveling here as a tourist?
I would go to the Zam Room. I would go to House of Prime Rib. I would go to Swan Oyster Depot.
Swan,
Yeah.
those dudes, you got to post up there earlier. You're waiting in line now.
Where would you go see?
Yeah, when I have friends come out here, if they want to go to the Fisherman's Wharf or whatever, they can do that on their own, but I try to take them to the offbeat places. You know, even just taking a drive out of the city a half hour up north into Marin or Sonoma, you get a whole nother world of Northern California.
After a few beverages, it's off to meet Chris Cosentino, chef, owner of Encanto, the pioneering offal-centric restaurant in the Noe Valley neighborhood. Chris and I meet at Toyang in the inner Richmond.
This is the super fun spot. I mean, we come here 2 in the morning. It stays open late.
How did you hear about it?
I used to live in this neighborhood. I used to live 2 blocks down, so.
Hwasun Im is a Korean woman from Seoul who gathers her own herbs, makes her own base sauces, and puts up her own kimchi and pickles in a fermentation shed out back of her restaurant.
And we thought we were doing cool stuff. This woman's got us hands down done. She's taken it to the next level.
What are these? Chewy and delicious.
Oh, it's clams.
Wow.
And you should see she ferments her own fish in the back, too.
That's crazy.
It's not, you don't see this anywhere.
Is that legal?
I don't know.
It's something that... Whoa.
It's a lot bigger today than usual.
Oh my God, your mom went for the gusto. Holy cow.
First up, fish head curry.
Okay.
Oh my God, look at this thing. It's just completely amazing.
She does not hold back.
I could, of course, have gone to, say, the King of Noodles or the off-the-grid food trucks. At King of Noodles, the thing to eat is the wontons, and of course, noodles, made fresh, in-house. Off-the-grid trucks are a roaming tribe of delicious food options. Unlike many unenlightened cities who crack down brutally on their mobile entrepreneurs and food trucks, San Francisco has created an environment where small, individually owned and operated businesses serving healthy, delicious, fast and affordable food can thrive, thereby providing an affordable alternative to the scourge of traditional fast food chains. But I'm hitting the homemade ginseng soju hard at Toyang and the fish head.
When she brought this out to me the first time, I mean, it's like super rocket fuel.
Woo. That'll do you. Well, what is San Francisco's style, cooking-wise? What does it mean? What does it imply when you come out here? Because, I mean, there's the cliche and then there's the reality. I mean, because as you know, San Francisco may be shaping east, but it's also a house of prime rib.
That's true. People are all about letting you be what you are, who you are, not judging you for it.
Right.
And I think food-wise, it gave you the opportunity to really, I treated that mentality when I came here in that same way. Come on, it's a 35-minute ride to brilliant wine.
Listen,
you have oysters at 20 minutes away. That's magic.
You know, if you had 11 million more people here, every chef in New York would be out here. They'd all be
That's
banging
it.
on the door, begging to live here.
Yep.
Oh my God, look at that.
This is the pork belly.
And it's pretty too, isn't it? Holy crap, look at that.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah, just when you thought pork belly was over.
Oh, no, it's never over. Oh my goodness, what are you doing to us now? Woo. Woo. What is this one?
This one is baked.
So it's a little sweeter. Thank you. It's gonna be a rough night.
one other tip for tourists here, other than never to say Frisco or San Fran, I would suggest that people definitely dress in layers when they come here. The weather can change from 1 minute to the next, and wear good walking shoes because you're gonna be doing a whole lot of walking in the city.
Chris and I continue our journey into a taxi back to the hotel.
To the Tonga Room, my good man.
How come we don't make an episode of food for the gay people?
Food for gay people? Just for gay people?
Like we have a Castro district, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, do gay people eat differently than straight people?
They have like some popularity, you know, like some restaurants, some bar, like
Just gay.
gays, you know. So I think that's a good idea.
Ah, do the gay show.
Most of them. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Man, I like it. It's creative. It could be crazy. It could be fun, and it would really freak out the network. They would be
huge.
And they wouldn't be able to say anything about it.
No, because
You know what I
they
mean?
would be considered NPC.
Right. So it would be
Started
perfect.
San Francisco Eagle.
Right. I'd have to get wardrobe for this show, though. I would definitely have to dress for this show.
Do you want a ball gag?
I definitely. I'd want a good jacket at least.
There's a bikini for you.
I might have one of those actually in my closet somewhere. 70s. The line was a little fuzzier.
Chris and I are headed to a special place, a magical place. The Tonga Room, the genuinely fabulous tiki bar come Polynesian restaurant in the cellar of the Fairmont Hotel, conveniently close to my room.
So what do you think? You want to sit out?
Holy crap.
I told you. I wasn't kidding. Like, this is it. I mean, this was the original pool for the hotel, and they turned it into this bar.
They're hitting the buffet. They're not around. The ship's mast and sail. This is completely awesome. We need.
Here you go. It's raining.
What's going on? Oh yeah. You know what? That's strangely soothing. You know, I hear the rain, I hear the thunder. I kind of need a hug, Chris.
The indoor rain showers and thunder, awesome, right? The stage that floats over the pool, just waiting for like Don Ho to sing Tiny Bubbles.
This is like the greatest place in the history of the world.
And they pour a stiff drink.
You don't drink like scotch on the rocks here, man. It's girl drinks with umbrellas and you drink them proud.
I need the skull.
It's the Bora Bora horror.
I absolutely got to drink out of a skull. Yeah, I don't want to drink out of a coconut. It's really all about what glass you're drinking it out of, for me.
Yeah.
Good evening, guys. We've got a bit of a surprise for you first. We have a lava bowl for 4. Even though there's only 2 of you. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony.
Enjoy. Thank you, sir.
Is this so we don't like connect physically?
Right. You don't want to, what, cross swords, I believe they call it? Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going blind as we speak.
I have really, only one word could sum up this experience. Cowabunga.
Would you like to order another drink? Or how are we doing on the lava bowl?
In spite of all established notions of good sense, I would like a Bora Bora horror and a zombie, if you please.
Oh my God. I think I'm gonna do a Singapore sling.
Perfect.
Immune to the charms of a non-existent South Pacific, you could go to Alembic Bar instead, where off-duty or pre-shift bartenders and servers, chefs, beer lovers of all stripes head for a high-quality drunk. There's a tiny menu with esoteric but delicious choices like pickled quail eggs and jerk-spiced duck hearts.
I mean, to me, this is the original, it's the quintessential, it's the perfect. I tell everybody that comes to San Francisco, they have to go here.
Right.
You don't experience a uniqueness of San Francisco.
You know what?
Because all the GIs that came back came through here.
I mean, I grew up wanting to see the South Pacific. I bought this big time. Every Chinese restaurant, every Chinese Polynesian, to me, it made me want to go to those places. So in a lot of ways, places that looked like this back in the 60s when I grew up led directly to whatever the hell I'm doing for a living now. It made me want to travel.
Oh yeah.
Singapore sling.
They don't drink them in Singapore, by the way.
I know.
To Don Ho.
To Don Ho.
May he rest in peace.
Cheers to that.
You will be missed. Gentle warrior, Hawaiian Elvis. Oh, that's lethal. Every American needs this.
I send everybody here.
Because if you've got no love in your heart for this place, you are a sick, twisted, lonely with too many cats.
By the time I left the Tonga Room, it was dark. I'm drunk and sticky, reeking of coconut and maraschino cherry juice. Though sizzled on Mai Tais and God knows what other kind of tropical skull drinks, I've plans to meet my old friend Oscar at a pop-up called Rice, Paper, Scissors.
Good to see you, man.
Pop-up means just what it sounds like.
So right here.
A joint that pops up anywhere it can, for a few hours or days, then moves on.
We're talking about pop-up. They're not kidding.
No, they're not.
Katie Kwan and Valerie Liu are the duo known as Rice, Paper, Scissors, and they're doing a good and heartfelt job trying to recreate the street food of Vietnam in San Francisco.
Wow. Is this an approved food preparation facility?
It's a metal workshop.
This is not easy. I know from my catering days. What drove you to do this?
I don't know. I find it really gratifying. I find that bringing Vietnam to San Francisco is something I haven't been done before.
I'm first generation Vietnamese American, so I was born here, but my whole family, my grandma, mom, dad, everyone is from Vietnam. And this is my way to connect with my culture.
This would never, New York, they'd shut you down so fast because the lady across the street would complain.
But the thing about San Francisco is that it is completely about optimism and opportunity. It kind of asks, why not?
You want a table to sit down at and stuff? Maybe a more conventional option for your dinner? You should certainly go to Roland's place, La Folie, or the somewhat less traditional Mission Chinese food. Mission Chinese food is the brainchild of Danny Bowen and Anthony Mint, and is another play on the pop-up. But this one is situated in an actual existing restaurant. Long Swan is an unremarkable Chinese joint in the Mission, but it becomes Mission Chinese food for much of the week. This is Danny's home restaurant, where he serves up his take on classic Chinese recipes, as well as some of his own. Higher end, some might say luxurious, La Folie. Some call it the House of Foie Gras, since nearly every dish seems to contain some of this lushly fatty, delicious organ of the gods. Decidedly unstuffy, but still fine dining, serving the good French stuff you want and need. Tonight, though, I'm doing shrimp chips and banh mi sandwiches.
Look at that. Because the bread from banh mi's, it's a major thing, and just about everybody gets that wrong. This is just right. This is like in Vietnam. You seem to have dragooned other people into doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
And we also have volunteers help us prep too.
But they volunteer.
Yeah, they volunteer.
You don't pay them?
We don't pay them.
Is this a business or a performance art?
Both.
I volunteer with a lot of my friends.
Are you serving your community, or are you in business?
I feel like we're creating a community.
Yeah.
I would be looking at this from the get-go as I'm busting my ass, humping shit around in milk crates and cars, driving out to buy this stuff, working all month. I am gouging these hipsters for every dollar I can squeeze out of them. Pay up, sockhead.
Did you think you were going to have your book published when you were writing it?
No. I wrote a short article. No, basically, no.
No. So what were you doing, performance art, or what were you doing?
I was looking to make money.
So were you looking to make money? What were you doing it for?
Yeah, you got a point.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I got a point.
Yeah.
I didn't think anyone would read it. I didn't think anyone would read it.
I read it.
I wrote it, and I was able to write it because I didn't think anyone was going to read the damn thing. So you've managed to put this in a perspective that even I can understand. Thank you.
San Francisco, California is the greatest city in the world. We are treated so great here. We have the highest minimum wage in the country. It's a gay-friendly town. So if you're into that, that's fine, but you know, no one bothers you one way or the other. I was not born here, but I will certainly die here because I ain't going anywhere else.
It gets ugly from here, in a good way, because San Francisco is truly one of the country's best drinking towns. Maybe the best. Why? Because of places like this, Li Po in Chinatown.
And named after Li Po, the famous Chinese poet who drowned while attempting to embrace the rays of the moon as reflected in the water. Is that correct?
Yes, you did the research before you come here?
I'm well acquainted with the works of Li Po.
San Francisco's Chinatown is the largest in North America, which is a good thing. Places like Li Po just wouldn't exist without a large buffer zone on all sides. The special Mai Tais are notoriously lethal here.
Well, that's good.
I could have gone to Bender's for late drinks, but they have live rock and roll there, and this show is so cheap-ass that we couldn't afford to pay the music rights. So I meet up with author-chef Danny Bowen.
Hey.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Good, how are you? Danny.
Good, Danny. Have a seat, man.
Cool, it's nice to meet you. How many of those have you had? That's the question.
No, this is my first.
Okay, is that a Mai Tai or no?
Yeah, it's the
infamous?
Is it? So tell me about what you're doing. What are you with the Chinese?
It was the first pop-up ever.
It was the first pop-up in the history of the world.
I will go on record, I think actually it was.
And the plan was we're going to take over your restaurant
Yeah.
for one night,
Right.
and we're going to do really food.
Exactly.
When you went in for 2 nights, who was doing the food for the rest?
So their chef was still here. This guy made 140 items off this menu.
But wait a minute. While you're doing the pop-up,
Yeah.
the old Chinese dude
Still makes dishes for delivery.
that is completely
That was the
awesome. See,
And that's-
that is revolutionary
Right.
because I worked in a Chinese kitchen for about 1.5 years. It is humbling.
It's very humbling.
It is humbling. Holy, these things are lethal.
I told you. Well, I'm
You
still.
warned me. I'm moving a beer. How has Chinese food changed? I mean, you know, this was the home of sort of gluey compromise.
I absolutely love Chinese food, be it good or bad. I mean, on my day off, I eat it like Panda Express.
A soggy egg roll.
I know. I don't care. I'll eat it cold. We both know that cold Chinese food is sometimes better than I think hot.
No.
In your refrigerator. In your refrigerator.
Cold
Not even
pork
getting a
fried
bowl.
rice?
Yeah, of course. It's
When you're hungover?
Yeah. Or
Please.
you're not even getting a plate. You're opening the thing and you're eating it out of the
General Tso's chicken.
It's better cold because something happens. It gets crunchy again. What's your favorite crappy Chinese dish?
Like really.
The best, like your go-to if you're going to like.
Go-to.
The one. That
I really love
there's
this
a ton.
question.
There's like a lot though, right?
Yeah. It's cold pork fried rice.
Yeah. No, but when you order
of the mains.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
General
the mains,
Tso.
of the General Tso. Always, right?
And I don't care if it's bad General Tso. I don't
It
care
doesn't
how
matter. No, of course.
I suppose I should have expected at a place like this the proprietor tempts us with a bar game.
Told you, see?
What is that?
I don't know. You're in trouble. You can win things.
I saw this in many films, and the hero always loses when he plays it.
The name of this game is Liar's Dice. Now, if you've ever played Liar's Poker, you can pretty much guess how this goes. First, each person shuffles their dice and looks at their roll. Then you pick a hand, say 6 sixes or 8 twos.
6 sixes.
6 sixes. 7 twos.
7 deuces.
The action goes around, each person either calling or raising the hand.
I'll go 7 sixes.
Doesn't actually matter what you have on your roll. You're basically betting that your opponent is a lying sack of so you need to act accordingly.
I'll call.
Once everyone is called, the dice are revealed. Whoever guessed the hand correctly wins.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
The loser, well, they're ground into dust.
I'm really glad I don't live in San Francisco because I would be here every night.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I would be here drinking and doing this. Yes.
Newly schooled on games of chance, we head to the next bar, a few blocks over. Danny suggests the Comstock Saloon.
Comstock Saloon, eh? Why are we here?
Well, it's a really awesome place.
Named after silver mining magnate Henry Comstock of the famous Comstock Lode. I saw that film, I think.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Owners Jeff Hollinger and Johnny Raglan carefully craft their cocktails, but Comstock is at root a no-nonsense, old-school bar.
Let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of awesome. You are wearing a tie, sir.
Absolutely. Well,
Right.
We're space. It's 100 years old. That was a tradition. Is the barman dressed up?
So, Comstock, but there's Mr. B's across the way.
Mr. Bing's is crazy. That's a, and what do you guys think?
Danny, you know, it's the second best bar in Chinatown. Yeah. This is the best. Right here.
To San Francisco.
From my first glance at its sign beckoning me from across the street, I knew that between me and Mr. Bing's, it would be love.
Oh, yeah. All right, so, beers for my friends. Here's my problem with San Francisco.
Oh, what's that?
When this show airs, you're gonna get a lot of annoying foodie bloggers.
Yeah. Sure,
saying, why did you go to Mr. Bing? You could have gone to a much,
right.
what kind of psychotic freak would not love this place? That's what I'm saying. And if you cannot find it in your heart to immediately recognize that this is a fine drinking establishment, as yours is, as Lipo is, then you know what? There is no hope for you. You're doing it right. I come to your bar, I order an old fashioned, you're making an old school.
But it's also respecting this as well, because this is a part of the same tradition. It really is. It's a part of that drinking tradition, that bar tradition.
It's not just I'm serving you alcohol. That's already a very intimate relationship.
Yeah.
Already. Deeply intimate.
The barkeep-drinker relationship is a sacred one, like with a doctor or a priest.
So is a barman like a priest or a psychiatrist? If I behave badly at your bar, are my secrets safe with you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Seriously, I mean,
Can I check my Twitter feed?
God, what to do in San Francisco for 24 hours. MoMA, like the art museum, is a great place to start. The Golden Gate Bridge, baseball game, if the Giants are in town, go and get some garlic fries. You can actually rent a kayak and paddle out behind the baseball field. That's something that is a one-time experience that you'll remember forever if you're in San Francisco.
Later, how much later, I don't know, me and Danny stumble out of Mr. Bing's in search of something to soak up the churning cauldrons of alcohol in our guts.
Burger. I need a big greasy slab of ground meat. Oh, this is a great bookstore. City Lights Bookstore. This is one of the great independent bookstores in America. Right there. But we're going for a burger. I need meat.
Sam's Burgers is there for us. Just 3 blocks away, one of the few places open late and serving food around here. You can count on one hand the place is still serving food after bars close.
Pizza, beer, hamburgers. I never thought a hamburger could be good in a place that also serves pizza.
Are you serious right now, though? Sometimes it's not all about, like,
I'm in love.
This and that. It's about, like, an awesome burger.
Look at that. Oh, God, look at that. The double cheeseburger is the thing to get. It always is, isn't it?
Oh, this place is awesome already.
Awesome, dude.
Is anyone eating pizza here, by the way?
I never had pizza. I never
So what the even have the pizza sign? How long has that thing sat there?
Yeah, the burgers are the sickest though, right? Like the burgers.
Right? Oh, and there's beer with it. That's so awesome.
How late do you guys stay open here? Like 4. That's the thing. Because you at Lee, you'll
4 o'clock in the morning. You are a good man. You are a patron saint of San Francisco. What? The bars close at what? 1:30? And you're still open to 4. So if I come here at 3:59.
No. That's it. All in.
You could seek late-night help at You at Lee Chinese Food, or the bacon-wrapped dogs over at Lucero Munoz's. set up on the corner. Delicious and sinister and worth traveling for. Uetli, on the other hand, in North Beach, has remained one of San Francisco's most popular after-hours options for 30 years. Open till 3 a.m. Cash only and gloriously unremodeled. Salt and pepper prawns are to be recommended. The owner fishes them out of the tank with a retrofitted tennis racket. Tonight, however, I'm going with the double cheeseburger. It's what I need right now.
What do you like on your burger, Sam?
Maybe some ketchup, maybe some mayonnaise, never mustard.
You want no mustard?
No, I'm good. This thing's...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, man, this brings me back. Listen, we made Peter North films before we...
Cheers on the double cheeseburger, yeah.
Holy crap, look at that mountain of meat. Look at this thing.
What do you think?
I think you were my walking Buddha, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
The night passes in a bleary, grease and mustard-soaked haze. I made it back to my hotel, only to live on to fight another day.
When tourists come to San Francisco, I think one of the biggest mistakes right off the bat is just going to the tourist locations, going right where everybody, all the tourist books say to go. Maybe go to the Wharf or Pier 39. But the great thing about it is there's so many little neighborhoods and different ethnicities, and you can find all these little culinary treasures, really, at any budget.
Morning in San Francisco, full of life, fresh air, possibilities for most people. Me, I had a rough night. Over in Mission Dolores Park, I meet Caleb Zigas, director of La Cocina.
I mean, I've been hearing about La Cocina for a long time. If you could tell me, what the hell is it? What is it you're doing?
Sure. We're a nonprofit incubator kitchen, so we work with low-income and immigrant entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs who are launching, growing, and formalizing food businesses.
So what is this place we're going?
So Chocmul, Maria de la Luz Vasquez and Luis Vasquez, they began cooking Yucatecan food out of their homes. They were doing cochinita pibil, which is a slow-roasted pork.
Oh, yeah? That sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The fare is regional, indigenous, pre-Hispanic Mexican.
Well, that's great. They're not kidding around, are they?
No, it's real. It's, it's a truck and you get a homemade tortilla. It's crazy.
Right. What happened with Mexican food, like on its journey here? Like, where did fake-ass Mexican food come from? When it's easier to make, like, the real thing, cheaper to make the real thing.
Right.
We're not short of Mexicans. What happened?
I think one of the things that happens to Mexican food is that a lot of our clients don't have confidence in the American consumer to eat the food that they would eat at home.
Ah, interesting point.
So we'll do like an awful tour of San Francisco in a couple weeks with our clients to prove that people will eat chicharrones. They'll eat tripe if you make it right.
The tortilla is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You could, of course, go to Bocalon's Salumeria or Rosamunde Sausage Grill. Bocalon is in the Ferry Building and the only place to experience the full line of Chris Cosentino and Mark Pastor's incredible handmade artisanal cured meats. Rosamunde Sausage Grill is a small restaurant with a cult following. Grilled meat in tube form on French rolls. Up to 2 free accompaniments like kraut, onions, peppers, or spicy beef chili. Hell yes.
For me, San Francisco it's the best city to eat in the country. And that's hard for me to say because I'm like an East Coast biased kind of person, but I think you get low, middle, and high here like you don't get in other places, and I think you get that real sincere middle where creativity like has a space.
Cable car. Kind of have to do it, right? And yes, it looks, at first, kind of bogus and touristy. But then you get on and realize right away that no, it's kind of cool. You just look at the faces, how much people are digging it. This insane, absurd, yet wonderful institution, preserved still in all its dysfunctional glory. You buy in. I did.
That was like the most magnificently up, dysfunctionally wonderful means of transport ever. It makes no sense at all in the best possible way. I can't believe I went for something so touristy and cheesy, and I really went for it. Like, I gotta bring my daughter on this. I'm such a sap.
now that I'm back at the Fairmont and Nob Hill.
Nob Hill. It almost begs for a joke, doesn't it?
It's time to pack up and get ready to head home.
Fisherman's Wharf is a definite tourist area, but it's such a fabulous place. It's where I live, and I go along, check out the Fisherman's Wharf, and I get a big kick out of all the entertainment that's along the street. And then I end up at Aquatic Park, and we locals swim and row in the bay and have a wonderful time. The bay is freezing cold, and we all love it.
And so, our San Francisco sojourn draws to a close.
Tough call where I want to stop on the way to the airport. There's Huaraches at El Amani Farmers Market. El Huarache Loco is run by Veronica Salazar, who makes her food to the tastes of her hometown, Mexico City. The huaraches and cactus salad she serves up every Saturday are superb and right on the way to the airport.
Oh, Molinari, there we go.
But I go with a fierce need for a greasy, meaty Italian sub. Molinari & Sons is the right place to find one.
What's up? Hi. What's in the Italian combo, the Molinari special?
Basically, a little bit of everything. We have mozzarella, some head cheese, some peanut, regular dry salami.
Yeah, okay, let me do a Molinari special with, what, I come with lettuce, tomato, onion, oil, vinegar.
If you want oil and vinegar, we can do oil and vinegar.
Beautiful thing.
All right, it's going to be $8.50 total, please. Out of 20.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the dripping that makes it good. Nothing like a pile of greasy, cured meat and cheese to chase the pain away.
Let no one say I don't love San Francisco. There's good food, good bars, everywhere. It defies expectations at every turn. It is my kind of dirty old town. See you at the Tiki Bar.